One Zambia, one nation, and thanks for joining us on Zanis News. To present, my name is Juliet Mtale. Top stories in the news tonight. World Bank Zambia lauds Zambia's fiscal discipline. EU empowers Mazabuka farmers in aquaculture. More households to receive social cash transfer in Chelenge. World Bank Director for Zambia, Malawi, Zimbabwe and Tanzania, Nathan Belete, says the bank is pleased to be associated with Zambia due to the government's strong fiscal discipline and its advancement to the growth agenda. Speaking when he called on President Hakainde Hichilema at State House today, Mr. Belete said the World Bank is very proud of the current administration for the great achievements underscored, citing the successful debt restructuring deal. Here's a report.
A team from the World Bank Group, led by World Bank Country Director for Zambia, Malawi, Zimbabwe and Tanzania, Nathan Belete, today met President Hakainde Hichilema to discuss possible ways of expanding its partnerships with Zambia. It was during this meeting that President Hichilema expressed gratitude for the support rendered by the World Bank Group, especially during the period of debt restructuring negotiations for the country.
I'm sure you listened to my message in Paris that time is of the essence. You know that we achieved our side of the bargain 6 months into our office leadership, but it took long to get where we are. So now we are here. We ask for an expeditious approach, work. Whenever it's supposed to be done, it should be done so that we can put to bed this restructure and interpret it correctly to the people of Zambia and what it means to their aspirations.
And the head of state wants a more simplified and quicker negotiating process for other African countries on debt deals.
We would like the countries coming behind us to be able to consummate their debt restructure much quicker using this template. Because this really has not been done before. So you can't, sometimes you can't blame people, but now that we've done it, we would like the other countries under the portfolio of other colleagues to use the Zambia example and whatever support we can provide, we will be happy to do that. But at the same time, moving on with Zambia so that we can get the benefits of the paying the time cost that we had.
Meanwhile, Mr. Belete commended President Hichilema for a successful debt restructuring deal.
The World Bank is extremely delighted at the outcome of the debt negotiations that was concluded last week, and we would like to congratulate your government for this historical achievement. I would also like to state that the World Bank is very proud to be associated with your government and with the development efforts that you have made. The proof of this is the record levels of financing that the World Bank has been able to deliver to Zambia. Since the Common Framework discussion started, we've approved over $1.1 billion, making us one of the largest development partners of Zambia.
The World Bank is confident of more partnerships with Zambia, citing government's commitment to strong fiscal discipline and advancements to the growth agenda as the benchmark for economic transformation. Wope Sendo for Zanis in Lusaka.
Peggy Coutinho in Kanchibia District, Muchinga Province, reports that the Zambia Flying Doctor Service has successfully conducted surgeries on local people with various illnesses in the area.
The Zambia Flying Doctor Services have completed the 5 days outreach in Kanchibia District and conducted several successful surgeries. They have also been able to offer primary health care to more than 1,000 patients in the district. SDFS surgeon Dr. Kasonde Mulenga says the surgical services that were offered include hernias and tumors.
The mandate of the service is to provide healthcare services in far-to-reach areas. So we've done several surgeries so far from the time we started, ranging from hernias and excision of tumors, and so far all of them have been successful. Most of the patients have been discharged post-operatively with no complications.
Patients in Kantibia district are happy that health services have been brought closer to them.
so kyaliisa mukukula lumo kyalendesha okulima nga walima kunishkwamba obukali mukubeya so ero kutwa kyalenkanya so olunayishireko kwena twamonene nabo efe bampimine bebere awo takuli bwafya kutwara mifunya kwena nintotera pantu nachinchusha
nachesa kuno kuchipatala mukumbona ubere bwa menzo ine vampera kwa maglasi na tampo kumona fe bino kabiri kuti nancha mu talk time na ndebira mu machine tinabo mbenchi to ili yonse no kumona ndebo na bwino.
Peggy Gutinho for Zanis in Kantibia, Muchinga Province.
We now move to Northern Province, where about 121 farmers from different cooperatives in Lunte District have been empowered with knowledge and skills on how to produce livestock hay feed from Bracalia pasture grass. Lunte District Livestock and Fisheries Coordinator Ngwambi Siankulu says the development will help increase production of livestock in the area. Here are the details.
These are part of the livestock farmers from across Lunte district who are being empowered with skills and knowledge on how to produce hay for their livestock in order to increase production and productivity. About 121 livestock farmers will be trained under the program. Lunte District Livestock and Fisheries Coordinator Ngwabi Siankuku explained the importance of this field day.
Farmers have harvested the grass, which we want to demonstrate how to make hay. Hay, we make bales, which we use to feed the animals during the dry season. We'll keep them in a safe place whereby they are not contaminated with any bacteria or other agents. So during the dry season, we find that pastures are scarce for animals. So it's for this reason that we grow pasture. The livestock farmers are encouraged to grow pasture so that we use the same pasture to feed our animals.
Lunte District Commissioner Joseph Chilando and Town Council Chairperson George Kwanda were also in attendance and interacted with farmers.
We have been experiencing theft in many times, and we have put in place the immediate intervention. We have deployed police officers who are supposed to be patrolling this area.
Reporting for Zanis, Sylvia Zulu in Lunte District.
And in Lusaka Province, Provincial Minister Muleta has handed over a check worth more than 2 million kwacha from the Constituency Development Fund CDF to 28 loan applicants in the district. Details in the following report.
It is a double celebration as people of Rufunsa district continue to witness massive rollout of government programs and projects in the district, much to the delight of the locals. In handing over the check, Lusaka Province Minister Muleta, who is also Rufunsa Member of Parliament, took time to spell out government's SME agenda.
This is to provide financial capital for small businesses that are unable to access these resources from commercial financial lending institutions.
The Rufunsa lawmaker also emphasized government's premium on the conversation around maternal health in Zambia.
The maternity health care is an important discussion for the country and one of the strategic intervention areas under the Ministry of Health strategic plan, which is to have health infrastructure.
Successful loan applicants were urged to use the resources prudently, while Munyeta community under Kabuyu Ward was encouraged to utilize the maternity wing and not to deliver babies from home or other undesignated places.
This also goes to our traditional leaders available that they can help us appeal to our mothers that no mother should deliver in the community.
The developments were worth the jubilation. Lou Majila reporting for Zanis.
The European Union and Scottish, a non-governmental organization, have been commended for empowering people in aquaculture farming in Mazabuka district. Mazabuka District Fisheries and Livestock Coordinator Simata says government alone cannot manage to empower all fish farmers with funding but needs concerted efforts from other players. Details in this report.
Mazabuka District Fisheries and Livestock Department has commended the European Union and Ecofish for complementing government's efforts in uplifting the lives of citizens in rural communities. Mazabuka District Fisheries and Livestock Coordinator Simata says government alone may not be able to empower all fish farmers with funding but needs concerted efforts. Speaking in an interview with Zanis in Mazabuka District, Mr. Simata explained that the Fisheries Department has been able to do a lot of capacity building to fish farmers.
Partnership between government, Ecofish and the EU is very good. We have been supported, even as government. We may not be able to do everything for the fish farmers or for the communities, but through their support, we have been able to provide the fingerlings for these cooperatives. We have been able to do a lot of capacity building in terms of trainings to these fish farmers, and also trainings also to the fishers that you visited in Shimungaro, because those are 2 capture fisheries. I'll just thank Ecofish for the support that we have received as government in complementing on wherever the efforts of government have reached. These partners have come in to complement the efforts of government, and now we are able to do more through the support from the cooperating partners, which is Ecofish and the EU. So we really thank them, and we only hope that they will continue supporting us to reach more of these cooperatives so that we can promote fish farming in the rural community, so that most of these rural communities can have their standards of living improved through these income-generating ventures.
European Union and Ecofish project officer highlighted the scope of the project.
But now, because of the project, they're able to sustain themselves, which means that even if the project comes to an end later this year, the program will still continue because they're able now to sustain, they're able to restock. From the same restocking, they're able to harvest fish.
Help by European Union and Ecofish by empowering women and youth clubs will reduce poverty levels that the people face in the area. Zanis reports in Mazabuka District, Southern Province.
Still ahead in the news, 3,700 households to be added on social cash transfer program in Chilenge. We take a break.
For news and current affairs, entertainment, sports, children's programs, and a host of other events in and beyond our borders, Zanis TV has you covered. On Channel 6 and Channel 458 on Topstar.
Life is a journey full of varied experiences. Can we reach our desired destiny? Can we achieve our desired goals? If yes, then how? Join Juliet Mutale
on Thursday at 18:30 hours
on How I Made It, a program that highlights various success stories from different personalities with different life experiences and backgrounds.
Catch Zanis TV on Channel 6 DTT and Channel 458 DTH. Zanis TV, the People's Channel.
Welcome back. About 3,700 additional households are expected to be added to the social cash transfer program to the current caseload of 12,750 in Chilenge district of Luapula province. To this effect, Chilenge district has embarked on a sensitization and certification exercise of who qualifies to be added to the program. Here are the details.
Government is implementing the scale-up of the Social Cash Transfer Program. The scale-up exercise will see the number of social cash transfer beneficiaries to over 1.3 million by the end of 2023 and will be done in all the 116 districts in the country. In Chilenge District, social welfare officers have embarked on the sensitization and certification of would-be beneficiaries ahead of the scale-up slated for next month.
Out the sensitization program in readiness for the 2023 scale-up program. As at now, the district currently has a caseload of 12,750 beneficiaries. And then we've been allocated a caseload of a projected caseload of 3,700 potential beneficiaries to be added on the program. So as a district, we can say we are privileged to have been given an opportunity to add more people on the program, because we've been having a lot of complaints from our potential beneficiaries that a number of them were left out during the last enumeration activity.
Assistant Social Welfare Officer also gives the eligibility criteria for would-be social cash transfer beneficiaries.
We are targeting child-headed households, and under this category we are targeting children who are aged 19 and below. And these children must not be married, and they must be looking after their fellow children. Aged. This year, this category has been revised, meaning previously it used to be 65 years, meaning a potential beneficiary must have been 65 years. But this year, we've been told, or rather we've been advised to target those that are aged 60 and above. We are also going to enumerate the chronically ill on palliative care.
Some of the people talked to are hopeful of being put on the social cash transfer program.
Kupitira mu social ubuteko uletwa afu ebalwele apakalamba kutira karusamuka nditwinga poka kuti katwafirishako ukuchita kwefintu fimo.
Yvonne Nombo for Zanis News in Chilenge District.
The Department of Social Welfare in Mwansabombo District of Lapula Province has started paying social cash transfer beneficiaries using the Zambia Integrated Social Protection Information System. Assistant Social Welfare Officer Noreen Kaluba says the new payment method will enhance transparency, as everyone connected to the system will be able to notice once the payment has been made. Lewis Changwe now reports.
A total of 7,102 social cash transfer beneficiaries in Mwansabombo district have received their May and June transfers. This is the second time the beneficiaries are being paid using the new payment method, which requires having their face captured on the mobile phone before they can get their funds.
7,102 beneficiaries are benefiting from SCT. This is the second time that we're paying using digital payment. It's more transparent, despite having some challenges with networks in some certain CWACs.
The PayPoint managers have welcomed the new payment method, while the beneficiaries are yet to adapt.
It's transparent because the money that you have, it's showing in the system and like way back. But the only challenge that we're facing is when there is a problem with network. It's really a problem. But when the network is okay, the payment is much easier.
Tulekokora mwebuteko twafweni ichirere ngokokora network ile shupa bakuti batukope na kuise fifi nepya kuti bale tukopa awa pali ubutushi mwebuteko kale tontonga nyeni po.
Ms. Kalwa also disclosed that more beneficiaries will be added on the program, and sensitization meetings have already been done.
Community sensitization in Mwansabombo district was done, and will soon be starting disability certification. Mwansabombo will be adding more beneficiaries on social cash transfer this year.
Lewis Changwe, Zanis, Mwansabombo.
In our education segment, government has commissioned classroom blocks and housing units for teachers at Kankomo and Kaseli primary schools in Lufwanyama district on the Copper Belt province. Lufwanyama Member of Parliament Ken Siachisumo commissioned the infrastructure, which was constructed using the Constituency Development Fund at a total cost of 3 million kwacha. Agrippa Silumwe has the details.
A change of accommodation from a mud house to this modern flat has clearly attached a sense of dignity and motivation to teachers here at Lufwanyama's Kankomo Primary School.
We are happy for the government to build us a decent house. During rain season,
We are suffering sometimes. Maybe it's night time. We just stand up and park yourself maybe in a corner. In classrooms, you find that the classrooms are also doing the same.
Classrooms have also been transformed here and Kasai Primary School using Constituency Development Fund.
Mentioning about 3 CDF projects. Kankomo Primary School, 496,800. Then we gave another contractor to do now the remaining staff house, which is a semi-detached, at a total cost of almost 500,000. Kasaria Primary School also comes with a project allocation of 444,000.
School twaisule mu 2008 as a community school. Akaka school kalake nikambire palya ero twaisa kula ili school ili. So apa twashuka pakweba ati government yaba againde ichirema barunda CDF.
The local leadership from different sectors were happy to witness the official handover of this important infrastructure.
Kuluka 2008 ukufika lelo patabali kutwasuka pano tuingatoto kupitira muli wa president pakuti bo balasuka lelo batwasuka tubatote ba president baikainde ichirema.
So we really appreciate the president for increasing the CDF in Lufwanyama constituency.
Tulame babo mfya balipo twikale nabo bwino tusungane bwino nabo.
Stakeholders have further encouraged government to continue using CDF on tangible projects that will stand a test of time. Reporting, I'm Agrippa Silumbwe.
Now, government has reaffirmed its resolve to review policies and regulations for an effective operation of the micro, small and medium enterprises in the country. Minister of Small and Medium Enterprises Development, Elias Mwangas, says this is in an effort to create an enabling environment that supports the growth of the sector. Michelo Malungisa now reports.
Despite accounting for 90% of all businesses in the country, the macro, small and medium-scale enterprises, MSMEs, have continued to face a number of challenges that affect their operations. This is why the government has reaffirmed its desire to attend to these challenges by reviewing the necessary documentations and policies that support the growth of the sector. Minister of Small and Medium Enterprise Development Elias Mubanga announced the initiatives that government will undertake to realize the full potential of MSMEs during a Zanaco MSMEs Business Clinic to mark the celebration of the World MSMEs Day.
The policy will handle a number of things. We want to look at the taxes, and that's why it's good that we have ZRI here. It's very important for us to grow this economy. We want all of these businesses represented here. They need to have an enabling environment, and we are the enabler as government to make sure that these business houses in here, they grow.
Zanaco Bank, who sponsored the business clinic, have pledged to assist government in addressing barriers that prevent MSMEs from accessing finance.
Commitment to you that will actively address barriers to SMEs. We're pleased to update you that this is a starting point. Furthermore, in 2022, the number of loans that we gave SMEs grew by 81% year on year. We believe that this will represent various growth initiatives and will continue to double our initiatives. And we're actually already set to exceed this number during the year 2023.
Accounting and business professional Andrew Chibwe has congratulated the government for attaining the debt restructuring agreement with its official creditors.
So that's the position the country was in. Unsustainable. It could not be allowed to persist. All right? So what is then the drive? Is to grow enterprise, to empower, to create jobs, ultimately stimulate economic growth. This is what the government is trying to do, ultimately.
It is vital that MSMEs are given basic support to grow due to the role that they play in stimulating economic activities for the country. Michelo Rubinda for Zanis in Osaka.
Join us for more stories after the break. Stay tuned.
Hello, it's time for you to know your rights. For ignorance of the law is no defense.
People should report
any case of gender-based violence to the police, they should not be tempted to compromise the cases, because compromising a case of gender-based violence is actually an offense.
Zambia, like any other country, has got laws that govern the welfare of its citizens.
We provide some check, some oversight on the police service.
When an officer misconducts himself, he's alone. One person being beaten is enough for the commission to move. The Constitution tells us that the people of Zambia must enjoy their liberties.
Every week on Thursday at 19:30 hours, the Zambia News and Information Services, Zanis, brings to your screens a program dubbed Police and the Community.
If we, the police, and you, member of the public, we work together, because the common enemy we have before us is the criminal.
Catch Zanis TV on Channel 6 DTT and Channel 458 DTH. Zanis TV, the People's Channel.
Life is a journey full of varied experiences. Can we reach our desired destiny? Can we achieve our desired goals? If yes, then how? Join Juliet Mutale
on Thursday at 18:30 hours
on How I Made It, a program that highlights various success stories from different personalities with different life experiences and backgrounds.
Catch Zanis TV on Channel 6 DTT and Channel 458 DTH. Zanis TV, the People's Channel.
Welcome back, and we continue with the news. Government has flagged off the distribution of farming inputs under the Food Security Park in Central Province. Provincial Minister Credo Nanjua says the program is government's effort in supporting the vulnerable but viable farmers. Sarah Miti has the details.
This marks the official flag-off of the 2023 farming input distribution for vulnerable farmer households in the sub-wetlands of Central Province. The distribution is part of the Food Security Park, FSP, implemented through the Ministry of Community Development and Social Services, aimed at empowering vulnerable farming households, and over 18,000 households in the province are expected to benefit from the farming inputs. Central Province Minister Credo Nanjua was on hand to flag off the program on behalf of Minister of Community Development and Social Services, Doreen Mwamba.
Today is a special day as we are here in Chibombo district of Central Province to officiate at this flag off and distribution of 2023 farming inputs under the wetlands cropping component of the Food Security Park program. This marks the commencement of the distribution of farming inputs to identified poor and vulnerable but viable farmer households. The flag off of the Food Security Park being witnessed here today is among various protection programs implemented by the Ministry of Community Development and Social Services Ministry. It is important to mention here that all these programs are aimed at enhancing and uplifting the living conditions of the identified poor and vulnerable households in order to eradicate poverty and hunger.
Representing traditional leaders in the province, Chief Liteta has thanked the government for the social services being offered to communities.
The guest of honor, Kokunumba Konkuntuambe, Moye Mulumbe Kuflumende, Michito Ibatokita, Ikabot Maningi, Amone, Suno, Kudi decentralization.
And Kamangango Women's Group of Keyema District explains how they have benefited from the ministry's programs.
Program wao kukala Food Security Park irutusa bale babaiza kuli banje bubire kono bakona kusebeza babaiza uplift kakuba fertilizer kuli bakone ku pieces of 10 then mwajuweo ofwa masherengi akona kulu tuchimbula kuleza uplift basali kuli bakone kubona upiro wabana babona.
More women groups have come forward with initiatives to improve the economic conditions of their families after being inspired by other beneficiaries.
Kuli banzatu kuti bakankala pamozi vintu vima batandizia bama vima pepukako like kuli bazimai so kuyangana ise kuti tikankala club deka benangu bamankala wiki kusebenza then benangu bamankala active manje tayangana no change pange pamozi so that association pakuti oro government yatiyangana yatitandizirako kuti aba bantu bali bogwirizana.
Sarah Miti for Zanis in Chibombo.
Still in Central Province, the Drug Enforcement Commission, DEC, has arrested over 20 juveniles between the ages of 15 and 18 due to their involvement in drugs from January to June this year. And Provincial Minister Credo Nanjua has expressed concern, saying despite government's efforts towards the fight against harmful substances through the provision of comprehensive programs, young people continue to engage in drug abuse and trafficking. Let's take a look.
The International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking is a worldwide event observed on the 26th June every year for the past 34 years.
It is disheartening to note that despite government efforts and comprehensive programs against harmful substances, young people in our society continue to engage in drug abuse and trafficking. You may wish to know that from January 2023 to the present, the Drug Enforcement Commission in Central Province has arrested 20 juveniles between the ages of 15 and 18 due to their involvement in drugs. This is a very sad situation for the province. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, drug abuse poses a serious threat to all societies. Drug draws people from all walks of life, keep them captive, and ultimately destroy them.
The Drug Enforcement Commission is making efforts to combat the drug epidemic.
The department provides counseling to drug abuse and conduct awareness on dangers, effects of abusing narcotic and psychotropic substances. Guest of honor, sir, ladies and gentlemen, this campaign objective includes spreading awareness about the legal provision, policies, and the harmful effects of the drug abuse, educating the parents, teachers, and students about the danger of substance abuse.
Meanwhile, Chibombo Council Chairperson Newton Nyeleti says drug abuse is prevalent in the area.
Here called Impapayangwena, where these things are very prevalent. There's a place here, I think when we are coming, I was asking the district commissioner, there's another name here where we are seated somewhere here, describing where these drugs, are being sniffed, they are being drunk. But west of Chibombo, the other side, there's a place called Impapayangwena, meaning the skin of the crocodile is very hard, and the people that get that hard stuff, they refer to them, or they refer to themselves as Impapayangwena.
Daniel Billy, Zanis News in Chibombo District.
Meanwhile, works on the Mwenda Kasomeno Toll Road project has commenced in Mwensa District of Luapula Province, and Luapula Province Minister Derek Chilundika says clearing and creation of access roads is underway and that works are progressing well. In an interview with Zanis in Mansa, Mr. Chilundika explained that 30 kilometers of the road preparation from the Kashiwa Junction to Mwenda is also underway. The minister said government is committed to ensuring that the project is finished in time, as it will open up economic activities in the province. He observed that the project will offer an alternative route to the Democratic Republic of Congo from Tanzania and will also help to decongest the Kasumbalesa border.
In the transport and logistical subsector, the government has commenced works on the Kasomena Mwenda toll road in Luapula province with clearing and creation of an access road at Chalwe, as well as the 30 kilometers of roadbed preparation from the Kashiwa Junction to Mwenda.
We take the final commercial break, and for more stories, stay with us.
For news and current affairs, entertainment, sports, children's programs, and a host of other events in and beyond our borders, Zanis TV has you covered. On Channel 6 and Channel 458 on Topstar.
Life is a journey full of varied experiences. Can we reach our desired destiny? Can we achieve our desired goals? If yes, then how? Join Juliet Mutale
on Thursday at 18:30 hours.
On How I Made It, a program that highlights various success stories from different personalities with different life experiences and backgrounds.
Catch Zanis TV on Channel 6 DTT and Channel 458 DTH. Zanis TV, the People's Channel.
Hello, it's time for you to know your rights. For ignorance of the law is no defense.
People should report any case of gender-based violence to the police. They should not be tempted to compromise the cases, because compromising a case of gender-based violence is actually an offense.
Zambia, like any other country, has got laws that govern the welfare of its citizens.
We provide some check, some oversight on the police service.
When an officer misconducts himself, he's alone. One person being beaten is enough for the commission to move. The Constitution tells us that the people of Zambia must enjoy their liberties.
Every week on Thursday at 19:30 hours, the Zambia News and Information Services, Zanis, brings to your screens a program dubbed Police and the Community.
If we, the police, and you and the public, we work together, because the common enemy we have before us is the criminal.
Catch Zanis TV on Channel 6 DTT and Channel 458 DTH. Zanis TV, the People's Channel.
A 25-year-old illegal miner has died at Kanyelele Gold Mine in Pika District in Muchinga Province after a portion of the mine caved in and buried him. Muchinga Province Commanding Officer Kaunda Mubanga has confirmed the incident to Zambia News and Information Services in Mpika and identified the deceased as Mulenga Matembele. Mr. Mbanga said the matter was reported to the police by Patrick Mwanza, 56, the uncle to the deceased. He added that Mr. Mwanza reported that his nephew was digging gold at the mine when it collapsed and buried him. As we earned Zanis News, we take a look at the stories that made headlines. World Bank Zambia lauds Zambia's fiscal discipline. EU empowers Mazabuka farmers in aquaculture. More households to receive social cash transfer in Chilenge. Thank you so much for staying with us. Remember, we are one Zambia, one nation. My name is Juliet Mutale, and on behalf of the InterZanis production team, it's bye-bye and God bless.